These two teams have a lot of great history with each other going back to Maryland's days in the ACC. Looking at the new era Pinstripe Bowl between the Maryland Terps and the Virginia Tech Hokies. Let's go. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard here, Ballard Sports Media. Hope everyone had an amazing Christmas, amazing holiday. I am recording this on Christmas Day. It's just at that point where we're just kind of relaxing. Everyone's doing their own thing, but a great Christmas this year. And I hope everyone else had an amazing one as well. Got a lot of bowl games still to come. Want to get a lot of great content out for you guys. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, I do all kinds. I know that it's, I've gotten away from baseball and basketball and everything, but definitely going to try to get into some March Madness when that gets around pretty soon. And, once we get into spring training a little closer as the college football season dies down a bit, we'll definitely get into February and hopefully get into some spring training talk and get into some baseball. But if I'm being honest, I overall want to be a college football analyst. So just talking college football is what I do, but I do love other sports as well. That being said, let's get into this bowl game here. I think this will be a very interesting one. So, you got two teams who I don't know if I want to say if Maryland underachieved or overachieved. A lot of people were not high on Mike Loxley. Even going into this year. I will say Virginia Tech, I think, disappointed in ways because I do like Justin Fuente, and I thought that he was doing pretty good, at least to start out. But obviously, it's it's crazy. I think he was on the hot seat this year, and a disappointing season for the Hokies. He was. Now you have Brent Pry coming in, and he's taking over. He's going to be the new head coach. They fire Fuente. He's never coached anywhere. Now this will be his first game, unless they have an interim. I haven't seen anything for an interim head coach. But someone let me know. As far as I'm concerned, Brent Pry is the new coach at Virginia Tech, and he's going to be coaching in this game, at least from what I have heard. But his first overall season, head coaching wise, and obviously with the Hokies, will begin next year. You got Mike Loxley. Is he going to be on the hot seat soon? I don't know. I feel like, honestly, I think it was a big step for Maryland this year. I think they've always been known to just struggle, 3-9, 4-8, whatever. But to go 6-6, finish fifth in the East, I think for Maryland to win 6 games and make a bowl game is very impressive. So Leah Tagovailoa, you look at these quarterback matchups real quick. I'll go ahead and get into that, and we'll get into these teams do have some history. But Talia Tagovailoa, brother of Tua, of course, is at Maryland. I don't think he's that good. I really don't. I thought he had potential when he came in. I heard a lot of great things about him when he was at Alabama, and he was highly recruited. But I would say that he has stepped it up this year. He's got 24 touchdowns, not too bad. 11 picks, okay, shake it off. But he has thrown for over 3,000 yards, 308 of 450 in passing. He has stepped his game up. I am very impressed. I don't think he's an NFL type of guy. He is draft eligible if he does want to go pro. Would someone draft him is the question. I think he's done a little bit enough this year to where you could look at him and say if someone wants to take him late 7th round instead of just letting him go undrafted, that would be reasonable. But I really don't know. But overall, you got these quarterbacks, not a whole lot for these offenses, really, but it's interesting. It really is. So again, these teams have met 31 times before. They have some history. Maryland leads the series 16-15. They last met in 2013. It was in Blacksburg, Virginia. Maryland won the game 16-13 late in the game. It was incredible to see. And so they haven't met in 8 years, just about. So, I mean, they got some history. And for them to meet in a bowl game, and especially just where these teams are, I would say Maryland, because I'm just going to be honest, I personally was not high on Maryland and Talia and Mike Loxley. For them to make a bowl game, I think is very impressive. I will say that. Whatever you want to say about their wins or whatever, oh, well, their wins are over scrub team. Who cares? They won 6 games. They're in a bowl game, right? Virginia Tech, I heard some great things in the offseason. Not that they were going to win the division or anything, but the fact I would have said at a minimum 7-5, maybe 8-4. I just think 6-6. I mean, that's good. That's great. But I don't know what it was, but I heard a lot of great things, and I was high on them going into the season. I thought they were going to take a little bit of a step forward or whatever, even though they lost a key guy or two to the draft. I thought they'd take a step forward, but they took a small step back. But again, it's no big deal. Be happy y'all are in a bowl game. You come off this weird COVID year, pandemic, no off season prior to last year. You get an off season this year, and you bounce back. You both go 6-6. You make the bowl game. Okay. I mentioned the quarterbacks. Let's just go ahead and look at what ESPN has this game. I think it's going to be really, really good, honestly. So 63.1, we count it 63, count that 37, 63% chance the Hokies win it, 36 or 37, whatever, chance that Maryland wins the game. They're at 36.9. Points per game. Both of these offenses are under 30 points scoring per game. I'll say that. But this is pathetic. If you look at this, look at Maryland, right? And I don't want to rip on them too much, but a team struggles big time if they're giving up more than what they're scoring on average, right? Oh, well, they of course they gave up more than they scored if they lost the game. But to see this, 27 points per game, okay, but they're giving up 32. Their defense isn't too terrible, but the problem is their offense just isn't quite enough that they could, bounce back and answer for literally every point, or they give it up late in the game. Now, they ended on a good note, 40-16 over Rutgers. I know it's Rutgers, but even Rutgers is looking like they're improving just a little bit. And to come off 3 straight losses, like Maryland, they beat a team like Indiana. Now, Indiana had some good moments in like 2019 or whatever, right? I think they made like the Outback Bowl or something. And Maryland, honestly, say whatever you want about whoever they played. I think for Maryland this year, if you look at their schedule, to beat a team like West Virginia to open it, and they win by 6, and Talia threw for over 300 yards in that game. Their lead receiver, Dante Demas, who got hurt in the who did they play? They played like Iowa or whoever. I don't know, but there was a game where Dante Demas got hurt, really messed his leg up on a Friday night or something. But anyway, so they open up with 4 straight wins. 30-24 over West Virginia, 62-0 over Howard. Who cares? They get a field goal, at least a 3-point win over Illinois. That's not too bad. Then they beat Kent State. Now it gets into a tough stretch. Okay, you lose to Iowa. Okay, no big deal. Lose to Ohio State, I could get. Lose to Minnesota. I mean, like their losses, I could fully understand, because the thing about Maryland is, it's not that they can't compete with any team in college football, right? I mean, beating teams like Illinois or Howard, whatever, but they're still truly, and it shows, right? And their losses weren't even close losses. I mean, 40-21 against Michigan State, 59-18 against Michigan, 31-14 against Penn State, and so on. I mean, you beat Rutgers to end the year. I mean, I don't know what to say other than congrats on getting your sixth win. But it's clear that I'm going to say Minnesota, Maryland. It's not that they're a bad team, not at all, but they're still trying to work, and I think that they're slowly getting there. We'll see, because they will lose a few guys, but maybe they come back. I don't know. They're still not on the level where they say we can at least compete with it. They can't even compete with Michigan, Michigan State, or Penn State. Now they go in there, they do give some effort. They play a little good at least to start out, but man, once that firepower from a big time offense or they get hit in the mouth from a big time defense sets in, once that happens, it's like Maryland just doesn't know what to do anymore and they just up and quit, it seems like sometimes. But that's at least from what I've seen. Overall, I'm not going to go into too much depth on this. Again, I mentioned these teams have met 31 times. Maryland leads the series overall 16-15. They last met in Blacksburg 2013. Maryland won 16-13. So the Pinstripe Bowl, overall, I'll say this. These are two teams that I think at least Virginia Tech underperformed a little bit this year. Maryland kind of did better than maybe people expected, or maybe they landed right where we wanted them to land. I don't know. Both of these teams, at the very least, I mean, they struggle on both sides of the ball, but especially on the offense. If I have to take a pick, though, and I say this because they have the better defense, I'd probably take the Hokies in this one to win. I mentioned, now Connor Blumrick or Knox Kadum. I would go either. It doesn't really matter, but again, like I said, Knox Kadum has a 50% completion percentage compared to a 43 for Connor Blumrick. I mean, do you want a guy that has more touchdowns where Connor has two, even though he's taken two sacks? Sure. Or do you want Knox Kadum, who only has one pick, no touchdowns? I don't know. But it seems like leadership-wise, I'd probably go Knox Kadum. But if you want a guy that forget leadership, he's going to put points on the board, maybe it's Connor Blumrick. I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer for that. I don't know who's going to start. I don't think they've announced a starter yet. This game is 4 days away as I'm recording this on Christmas here on the 25th. Overall, I think it could be a good game, though, at least for where these teams are. You see 2 6-6 teams that have struggled. Now is this where they find their key moment? This will be a struggle fest. Both of these teams are going to suck. If that's the case, then it shouldn't be a blowout. They're both going to struggle. And someone's going to find a way to still win the game, right? Or did they both outperform and come out of nowhere and give us a really good showdown? I don't know. But this is not a easy game to pick. I am going to take Virginia Tech to win this game. I just think, well, first off, I'd say it's because of the defense, and I really don't expect Maryland to do too much offensively. I think they get some points on the board. But Virginia Tech, they're not going to score much either. I'd say, I don't know. This is going to be tough. I think it could come down to the wire. I think these teams could step it up a bit. Give me Virginia Tech in this one. Again, Maryland's giving up 32, but Virginia Tech's only scoring 24, right? So, in Maryland, scoring 27, Virginia Tech's giving up 22. So, I mean, it's kind of close between the offense and the defenses of both teams when you compare them, and I'm sure it'll be close on the field. But I think it'll come down to the wire. maybe a tie-breaking field goal, a late touchdown. This score is similar, but quite honestly, and Georgia fans, when you see this, you'll know. And anybody that knows 2nd and 26 will know the score. But I'll go ahead and put it up 26-23. Honestly, like I'm not putting that to troll. I think it could be something like that. I see that score often in football games here or there. I've seen it happen somewhere in that range. It could be like a 27-21. It could be 24-23. But I could see this being the final score of this game. But I think Virginia Tech with the game-winning field goal, or maybe even a stop on Maryland's offense, if possible, I think so, could win the Pinstripe Bowl, and ultimately the Hokies could go up and get the victory here, and it'll be very interesting to see what happens. So, but anyway, so that being said, y'all comment down below and let me know who you guys want to win this game, who you pulling for. I'll give a shout out to Hokie for Life. I haven't seen him on here in quite some time, but he is a Virginia Tech fan. I'm sure he'd be happy with me picking his Hokies to win, but I'll give us a quick shout out there. But again, comment down below your score predictions, how these teams win, and what you guys see in this bowl game. And if there's a bowl game you want me to preview that's coming up that I haven't previewed yet, just comment down below and let me know. I'm here, I guess all of the holidays. So if there's a game you want me to look at, let me know. And I don't care if it's nobody on nobody. If they're teams that nobody could, like, this is one of those games where nobody could really care for, but, it's fun to predict in college football no matter what the game is. If you could just look at the stats and analyze it, it could make a little bit of sense. But anyway, I love you guys. Jesus loves you. Keep your head up. Merry Christmas from Ballard Sports Media. I love y'all. Hope y'all had a safe and amazing holiday. And I hope to see y'all next time. Ballard Sports Media. Check it out. Roll Tide.